Hi guys, today's a bit of a special video. I'm going to take you guys inside my production process. So I use this software called Logic Pro, and I work a lot with Splice, which is this thing right here, and that's actually the whole reason for this video today. They asked me to showcase a little bit my workflow using Splice. So this is the track I'm working on. It's going to be out very soon, so I'll just play you a little bit of that so you can have an idea of what we're working on. Alright, of course that was just the introduction of that song, so I'm going to show you a little bit how I made these sounds, starting with the drums. So I usually start the drum process with the kick drum. For me it's the foundation of the whole kit, and I knew on this one that I wanted to have some sort of an 80s vibe, so what I did is basically went through a couple of Splice samples looking for, let's say, kick. Right, and 80s. Let's see what we got. So this is the sounds I already downloaded. So that's actually the one I used in my session. So the way it works, you just click in this Splice window, drag, and drop it into your Logic project. And there you have your sound right here. And you can make your pattern any way you'd like. I know there's hundreds of ways you can design drum patterns. Anyway, this is the kick. After a little bit of processing, I did pretty much the same thing for the snare. I went through a couple of samples, and this is the one I chose in the end. Same process, drag, drop into your project wherever you want, and then you create your pattern just like this. Here's the snare processed. So I did add a couple of layers of snare, also taken from Splice. Right. Went through the exact same thing with hi-hats. I selected a couple of hi-hats sounds that I dragged and dropped and created a pattern inside of that project. So the whole drum pattern is this. So this sound by itself, also from Splice, is pretty weird. I feel like it adds a lot of texture. On top of all of that, I did add a couple of, percussive elements, such as claps, that I did layer quite a bit. So after being kind of done with the drum and percussion groove, I went ahead and looked for a vocal sample. And I went into Splice again, checked out a bunch of different samples, and this is the one I ended up choosing. So basically what I did is tune it down because I knew my song was not going to be in that key. So here is the part. What I did next though was pretty fun to do, is create a sampler instrument from that one vocal. So in Logic it's pretty easy. I'll do quick sampler for now. And that enabled me to create a whole melody on my keyboard playing that sample. So right now I can play anything basically. Beautiful. That was nice. So I basically wrote a whole melody with that, right? When I did this, I really liked that sound. Right, it's really weird, but I felt like it's some nice percussive thing. I didn't quite see it as a melody, so I did add the similar sound into my drum pattern. Again, that's starting from a simple vocal sample, just slowing it down with this fade tool. That's the sound we get, right? So I feel like there's so much that you can achieve with Splice and, using samples in a creative way. There's unlimited possibilities for you to create, which is why I really encourage you guys to check out Splice, which is really, again, an amazing tool for, you know, musicians, producers, of course. And also I encourage you guys to stay tuned, because that song is going to be out pretty soon.
Stuck in my head, too late to begin again.